Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a virtual assistant, a remote contractor, or part of a distributed team, you hold a massive amount of responsibility. Picture your typical Tuesday morning, right? You're logging into your client's CRM, then jumping over to their email marketing platform, checking their business bank feeds, and managing, 3 different social media accounts, all before 9 a.m. You aren't just doing administrative tasks or managing calendars anymore. You are the vital guardian of your client's digital assets and their entire online businesses. Every single day, you hold the keys to their most sensitive information. But, with that kind of power comes a very serious risk. How do you protect their kingdom without completely losing your mind in the process? Well, that is exactly what we're going to master today.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for today. We'll start by looking at securing your client's digital kingdom. Take a peek inside the secure password vault, and then unpack exactly how zero-knowledge encryption works. After that, we'll cover safe credential sharing for teams, avoiding phishing and cyber threats, and wrap the whole thing up with a daily digital hygiene checklist. This explainer is designed specifically to teach you how to manage client security seamlessly, and I promise we're going to do it without getting bogged down in complex technical jargon. So, kicking things off with Section 1, Securing Your Client's Digital Kingdom. If you've been working remotely for any length of time, you already know the stressful modern reality of being a virtual assistant. The immense risk of handling dozens of different logins manually for multiple clients. Honestly, it's an absolute disaster waiting to happen.
Let's look at the old way. Unfortunately, this is how a lot of businesses still operate. It's sticky notes hidden under keyboards, passwords sent back and forth through plain text emails, and incredibly vulnerable Excel spreadsheets. Think about the sheer panic of a password lockout right before a major product launch, or that awful stomach drop when a critical spreadsheet gets accidentally deleted or corrupted. The Guardian's Way completely eliminates this chaos. It uses a secure, encrypted vault to standardize exactly how your company manages credentials. It significantly reduces risk, it removes all that daily friction, and most importantly, it gives both you and your clients total peace of mind.
Actually, I think this quote perfectly captures the reality of the situation. Barton Nanny, a security services sales executive, says, "The absolute frustration of trying to keep track of passwords manually was so stressful. LastPass takes the stress away. This perfectly validates the daily struggles so many remote workers face. Because taking that stress away and eliminating those password roadblocks, that's literally the first step to providing top-tier client management. And hey, if you're feeling this stress right now, you are in very good company."
To put that into perspective, over 100,000 businesses trust this kind of robust infrastructure, specifically LastPass, to stay secure. That massive scale tells us that relying on a dedicated digital vault isn't just some experimental trend. It is, for sure, the tested, proven industry standard for keeping an entire business running smoothly, reliably, and securely.
And that brings us to Section 2, Inside the Secure Password Vault. Let's transition into the specific tools and the overarching arsenal that'll make your job as a virtual assistant infinitely easier and, frankly, far more secure. So, I have to ask you directly, where is the absolute safest place to keep your clients' passwords? I want you to prompt a mental shift right now. We need to move completely away from physical notes and definitely move away from letting your web browser save them automatically. The absolute safest place is a dedicated, encrypted digital vault. But here's the thing, a modern vault isn't just for passwords anymore. It secures an entire business identity. Alongside your client's website logins, you can safely store their sensitive tax paperwork, their liability insurance files, corporate credit card numbers, and even the office Wi-Fi details for when they travel. It basically becomes the secure, central brain for absolutely everything your client needs protected. All right, let's move into Section 3, How Zero-Knowledge Encryption Works. This is the technical heartbeat of the platform. But don't worry, I promise, we're going to unpack this complex jargon using a very simple magical lockbox analogy.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the core concept here, zero-knowledge encryption. Think of the platform like a blindfolded security guard who is holding a locked box for you. They guard that box with their life, but they simply cannot open it, and they have absolutely no idea what's inside. Your vault data and your master password are never visible or accessible to the company providing the software. Even if their massive servers were somehow breached, the attackers would literally just find unreadable locked boxes. No way in.
Let's move to and see how this builds in a real-world password journey. Step 1, you type the password into your computer. Step 2 is where the magic happens. Your local device scrambles it using a heavy-duty military-grade method called 256-bit AES. It encrypts the data locally before it ever even travels over your Wi-Fi router. By the time it reaches step 3 and is sent to the servers, it is nothing but completely unreadable code.
Now, you might see technical specs like this: PBKDF2 derivation function with a secure hash and salting. Okay, let me translate this highly technical concept into layman's terms for you. What this alphabet soup actually means is that it mathematically ensures your master password is never stored anywhere in a readable format. You, the virtual assistant, are the only person on the planet who holds the true, unique key to decrypt that data.
Moving right along to Section 4, Safe Credential Sharing for Teams. Let's shift our focus back to daily business operations, because one of the biggest headaches for any remote manager is figuring out how to safely onboard temporary contractors for a client without, giving away the keys to the castle.
Imagine this daily access scenario. Let's say you hire a freelance graphic designer for 2 weeks to update your client's website. With a shared folder, you can grant that contractor the ability to log into the website, but the actual text of the password remains completely hidden from them. They just click to autofill. Contrast that with the client owner who retains full admin console access. The freelancer can easily do their job, but they simply cannot take the password with them when they leave.
This is a real game changer. You can automate onboarding and offboarding effortlessly. No more sending passwords over chat apps or hunting down those old spreadsheets. Group user management allows you to instantly revoke access the exact second a contractor's project is finished. You are actively protecting your client's kingdom from former employees or temporary freelancers who might otherwise retain access for months without you even realizing.
Which leads us to Section 5, Avoiding Phishing and Cyber Threats. We need to pivot from the software's incredible defense mechanisms to the human element, because I have to remind you, even the greatest, most mathematically perfect vaults in the world is completely vulnerable if the user holding the key is tricked.
Which brings me to a critical question for you. What common threat targets even the most robust encryption systems? I mean, if the hackers can't break the math, what do they break? They break the human. They bypass the technology altogether by directly targeting your psychology.
So, the crucial point is understanding phishing attacks. These are deceptive scams designed to trick you into voluntarily handing over your master password. It might be an urgent, panicky email that looks exactly like it's from your client's bank, claiming their account is frozen, or a fake login screen that perfectly mimics a trusted service, like Google Workspace. As a virtual staff member, you have got to be hyper-vigilant. Always verify the sender's email address, and never, ever enter your master password on an unfamiliar link.
Finally, let's look at Section 6, the Daily Digital Hygiene Checklist. We are going to introduce a highly practical daily action plan that you can start using right now to maintain ultimate security and flawless digital hygiene for your clients.
And this brilliantly illustrates our 4 non-negotiable pillars of digital hygiene. Number 1, use the Vault's password generator to create strong, unique passwords instantly. Never try to make them up yourself. Number 2, enable 2-factor authentication everywhere. Number 3, keep all your software updated to patch vulnerabilities. And number 4, never reuse client credentials. A password generator stops the domino effect. If one single site gets compromised, having unique passwords ensures it doesn't take down your client's entire business infrastructure.
Now, if you're managing larger clients, you can elevate their security even further with tools like SaaS Monitoring and SaaS Protect. These advanced business tools give you, the virtual guardian, complete visibility into security gaps. You can spot weak practices across a remote team, like, say, someone using a weak password, and actively block access to unapproved or risky apps straight from your admin dashboard, stopping shadow IT in its tracks.
You can also leverage advanced MFA, or multi-factor authentication. This extends passwordless authentication to workstations and VPNs by combining biometrics, like your fingerprint or facial recognition, with contextual policies. It basically ensures that not only is the password correct, but the physical person trying to access the client's digital assets is exactly who they say they are, all while saving you the time of typing out a code.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. If your client's digital kingdom was targeted tomorrow, would your current system hold the line? Or are you still relying on sticky notes and spreadsheets? It is absolutely time to upgrade your daily routines, embrace a secure vault solution, and become the true, impenetrable guardian your clients need. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and stay secure out there.